Pretty many those of them are come with the corruption or they know they not no proof for it now. We have proof more choppy guru and like all from them. They not no proof of propaganda.
Your propaganda man you come with brother. And them like but the things that but then I say yes. I know me get my money. I mean say man admit to them things for the things that money, you know.
Yeah man, they have to
They admit to the things that money.
Hello. Mr. Speak, not anybody there. I'll take some of the other side. So we never ask them nothing. But PNP unstoppable 2 out of 2.
Listen.
How much you know that give them? How the score going on? Look hear the score.
Oh, the JLP won for sure. I'll give the JLP 9 tonight. 9, I'll give them.
How much should I give the PNP?
PNP, they get 4 from me. 4.
4.
Yeah. And the fact is, they come back again with personal attacks. They're not sticking to the point. The first question that woman spoke about, and she did not hit, she went into all kinds of different things and did not even hit the questions that they asked her. I couldn't believe it, the first question.
I'm me a personal
Yes, and you don't answer them questions straight. You pay your cousin.
Me a personal
About minor matter lie and so.
Do you know when they asked him one question about the economy? Julian Robinson, he admit, he said, we now know. Go back and listen to the tape. He said, we now know. That means they didn't have it before.
Yeah.
You know me not understand. You know what
I
I
say
want
they
to
must forget the past. So they know the past terrible. They must forget the past.
You know what I not understand.
You wanted to forget from when.
One at a time, brother. All are rich money. One at a time.
Quickly, them are just and millions spend a call on these guys. Quickly, you know what you got in a 9 million spend a how man they keep on pushing lie and people that don't know what going on.
What are you Yeah.
And then you can put it in like
Yeah, PLI and propaganda them a push.
If government
Give me a score, Jana. Give me a score. Give me a score. Well, I'm not going to mute the mic till we come to it, please. Everybody mute the mic, please. Guys, it can cause too much distortion in our ears, you know. Mute the mic, we could talk to one person, then we're here.
We get JLP 9, PNP, I 3 make them, we not give them no support, because them have me a personal attack, they not come with no substance, and nothing towards the people.
A rumor.
Be a rumor and propaganda, they not come with nothing to say, yo, man attack for illicit enrichment, all of them things there. And they don't find nothing for nobody, and nobody not get charged.
Yeah, because the icy reports say them now have no charge for no bannative premise and no charge. So what the matter to rich men?
When they come with a garbage, a tree we give them.
Alright.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, Janai, I can move over now to Lincoln. Lincoln Dixon, unmute your mic. Lincoln. Press your picture and press the mic icon, brother. Alright. We come here from Gusto.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's good. Manners and respect. Squitty, in my few go time when I go there, more really go with the scoring thing, but we am going to say Squitty, in a rebuttal, Mr. Tufton could have just easier, let me say now, show how the policies of the JLP are reach the common man. What Robinson did was try to appeal to the common man more. But actually appealing to them, me say, them have the best plans. The JLP policies today already have benefit the common man by the no new tax policy, and also the reduction in GCT, that also would have caused the common man to have a higher disposable income. So therefore, even if the cost of goods or services are high, the common man's spending power may not be equal to it, but it is up there enough for the common man to take care of his or her or common woman to take care of his or her expenses and still have a high disposable income that in return gives them a high spending power. So though Robinson appealed through dialect to the common man more, I guess probably through time against stuff that he would have elaborated more like what I'm saying now. But all in all, the JLP always going to be the calmer set. You know what I mean? We're more detailed and therefore we're not going to be aggressive. So though the PNP sound more aggressive and not aim at the common man ears, they might have scored points and enough people book for that as being the winner. But when you listen to the policies that are best for Jamaicans, of course the JLP score bigger marks than the PNP in that regard. But in terms of who more appealing to the common man, well, of course, you'll give the PNP that victory, but they never necessarily win the debate in terms of being practical with policies and proposals.
All right. So you want to give them a score?
Nah, give them not really got the score thing. But as me I said, the JLP won the debate in my books because they address what needed to be addressed, which are the issues of us Jamaicans, especially the common man, or who we refer to as the common man. So though the PNP, through Mr. Robinson, appeal to them with dialect in terms of like how they want to hear your sound, because that's what Jamaicans want to hear your sound because of the culture, them never necessarily have the best plans, nor also the truth on their side, even with their demeanor, appealing more to the common man because that's what Jamaicans stay because of culture. But JLP on the calmer side has the better policies, the better response, but through them demeanor more calm, it would appear as if them not win the debate. But in my book, JLP win the debate hands down.
Alright.
Now I got the numbers part though.
Alright. Renford, I'm mute your mic now.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
What I'm saying, I watch the debate. Squitty, I was with you when the debate started, when you have to cut it off. So, then I switched to something else and watch it. And what I realize is that the PNP party, especially that Julian guy, they don't answer no question straightforward, you see. Everything, most of the time during the debate, they seems to attack the JLP party personally by corruption and all these sort of things, which, as the gentleman just said a while ago, it will appeal to a certain set of society because of the noisy, behavior.
Them come with.
Exactly. Yeah, the aggression and all those sort of things. But people who are listening to the debate in details will know that they don't have no plan, no action. There is nothing at all that they said that makes sense, So even the first question, before you cut off Squitty, they were asking something, I think, and the what's her name? The chancellor or the finance minister after said, I wonder if we heard the same question. You have to ask the moderator, do we hear the same question? Because they don't answer one of the questions up to this moment straightforward.
They were asking about the one.
Hold on, Blackheart. Hold on, man. One at a time, man. Hold on. Nobody know about it, yeah.
Yeah, they were all over the place, and that's if the voters who are gonna vote on the 3rd, if they sit down to listen to the conversation properly between the two parties, they know that the PNP party have no plan. There is no way that they can help this country in any way or form. We are gonna go, if God forbid, which I don't think they are going to, but God forbid, if they get the rain, they would put the country another 20 years backward, and I think that's what is their plan. I don't think they move. They are individual seeking for powers, and they will do anything just to gain powers for their own gain, not for the people of Jamaica. They are not there for the people of Jamaica, and I can say to the people of Jamaica, because a lot of people, even when they don't listen to this program now, but they will listen it after, don't be fooled by these PNP people, because here what happened, they have no plan. and that's the reality. Thank you.
Yeah, even with the 3.5.
Yeah, they have no plan, and that's the reality.
Economic guys break it down and said he go and cash 70 billion.
No, man. You come back here, man.
You to mind the basic. 70
The
billion.
reality, they have no plan. And one more thing, Squitty. If you hear the guy Julian said a thing since just tonight, that over something like, I can't remember how much billions he said has passed through the Prime Minister account, which
Yes,
is not
and then
true.
they remind him about a lawsuit. Mind what him a say, cause a lie.
Which is not true. And
billion, what him a say pass.
and that money is impossible to pass through any administration of a one person bank account without serious action has been taken. So I don't understand where they're going with all of that. They are just a normal stupid bunch of people who must not be elected for any reason to lead Jamaica. They can't lead Jamaica. They are just desperate for power, and they will do anything. As you can see at the moment, they are doing anything just to gain power, and people must see that and reject them.
So how you not score them?
Well, at a scoring, I must say to you.
Out of 10.
Well, 10 out of 10. I could. The JLP has answered the question in more details and straightforward, while the PNP answer the question. Well, they don't really answer the question. They are just noisy and come off point. And because of that, they didn't on point. I give them a 2 and give the JLP a 9.
All right. Respect. Inspiration. No back your mic, Brentford. Mute your mic there. Inspiration.
Yes, Kitty. Yes, Kitty. As I listened to the debate, and one of the thing again that the JLP allows the PNP, and we know they're lying, to get away with the overrun of Cornwall Regional Hospital. It's no $25 billion. That's not true. So far, I think they're about $17 or $19 million. It's an allocated amount, but not spent. And they got away with it again tonight. That's right. Now, they also got away with that SL money that Usain owed, where they took SSL. Again, I think the laborites should have been standing all over that. And we know it's a lie, because if they're spewing it on the platform of this nature, and the people who are not really thinking, not really intelligent and educated, to really realize that it's not true, they're gonna run with it. Yes, they're gonna run with the SSL money, where the Prime Minister took his money out of it. Like the caller just says, there's no way you could swindle so much money through your account to which it's not noticed and it's not checked. It's not possible. It's not true. It's a lie. I also see where, as the guy said, if you look at the Ray politics and the noise and the forthcoming and the forthright approach, yes, it was sick at, and this is where we need to look at. We need to look at contents, the contents of the debate, the questions that were asked, how they were responded to, and that gives me, and if you understand what was required here, the JLP come through shining. The PNP came with attacks, and they keep personal attacks and telling lies. And if the Jamaican people are looking, and yes, exactly. I like when you look at this. I like when Tufton says, on the count of security, is the only person that has been robbed, and luckily he's still here with us tonight. So exactly. I think that was a very high point there. And so Dana Dixon, the education minister, she came through with very fine colors. In fact, When the guy asked, why have we not able to grow the economy? And this is what we need to look at. As someone who has studied economics, there's a number of factors that will stunt economical growth. David Dixon hit some of the high points. Your access to funds, your access to transporting, taking goods to the market, your access for proper road, all these factors are factors that will stunt economic growth. It's not any one thing. Crime has sucked about 5% out of the Jamaican economy each year prior to now. I don't know what it will be at the end of the year, but crime was one of the major factors. The electricity costs. If I'm doing business and my electricity bill is higher than my bill paying out to my workers, it's a deterrent to me. There's a number of factors why the economy has not grown much better than it has. And the PNP knows this. But nobody's trying to show this to the public to let them know that it's not about just getting money in, paying everybody, and everybody is spending like what the PNP is saying. You know what one thing says? If we put money in the people's pocket, they're going to be spending and it will be more for JHST or whatever. It tells me the hidden agenda for the PNP, something's got to give, and they're going to be an increase in taxes significantly somewhere because they cannot fund this kind of a budget without some people taking a hit. I heard one guy say this evening, I was listening nationwide. He said the only thing, and I had to laugh, the only thing that the PMP has not yet offered to the Jamaican people is eternal life. And I had to laugh because everything they decide to give, that's the only thing they have not yet given. So I'm telling the people, don't listen to these lies. Don't listen to them. They cannot deliver. We have seen it. And what make they would deliver now? I have a clip I want to play for you guys, but I'll play for you. I'll search for it. Yes, I'll play it in the next rounds. You're going to hear it.
All right.
Move on. Yeah.
Richmond Park, Kingston 10.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. I really enjoyed the debate. I think our team did extremely well, and
Which team is our team?
the Jamaica Labour Party. I
Okay.
support the Jamaica Labour Party. Our team did very, very extremely well. For first, when the favor was answering the question, maybe people would say that she did not answer the question, but I think she wanted to. She's a soft-spoken person, and she wanted to let maybe the viewers or the person that asked the question to get it more clearer to the audience. Oh, she's answering her question, which she did very good. But as I said, she's a more soft-spoken person. Tufton, he did very excellent, and he always tried to pick up on the lies when they're telling the lies to let them know that what you're saying is a lie. You understand? I heard one of the our speaker was saying a while ago that they should incorporate when they find that they were saying certain things and it was lie, they were supposed to maybe say to them that they don't carry it out into the public. But I think they didn't get the chance to answer about like for the hospital, Cornwall Regional Hospital, because their question was already gone. So they did not get to go back to that question. Maybe what they could do, maybe I don't know if they could set it like that, maybe say if I could interject on certain questions that they have passed already, but I don't think they can do that. To interject on certain question that was passed already. But as I said, the Jamaica Labour Party, our team, did extremely good. The other side,
What should I rate them?
out of 10, I'll give them 9.5. You understand? And for the other team, I don't know how much I'll rate them because just like the last debate, they come like this want to attack our people. You understand? They keep on, you're asking them a question and they're giving you back a question. You understand? So I do not think they answer the question fluently. So you could, they're just attacking, and as the other person said, they're using personal, personal things to be attacking, our side, and that's not our business. They ask the question, they answer questions. So if I would really rate them, maybe I'll give them a 3 out of the 10. You understand? So they love to come and argue like
Who stand out for you the most on the JLP side?
it was tough that. It was tough that.
And on the PNP side?
On the PNP side, I would say it would be what's his name again? Not Bunting, but the other.
Robinson.
What you say, sir?
Julian Robinson.
Yes, Julian.
Wow. I find them more, two of them aggressive. Them come over.
Yeah, they're aggressive. Yeah, they're aggressive. For the most calmer person would be the lady. You understand? But they are more aggressive. I think they just come to war. Blood and fire, as they said. That's why. Yeah.
Alright, hold it there, son. Black Hawk.
Yes, my general.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty, honestly, I never expect so much of fever, but next lady, trust me.
Yeah, man. She a firebrand, man.
Yeah, fire. Look at she fire better than Bunting and Julian. She deliver better, Bridget. Better than them.
Yeah, man.
Tough time, I'm more senior person for them. I mean, tell you, she done excellent. I never expect that of her.
A tough time carry the weight still.
Senior than them, you after me?
Yeah,
As a man, you know? You know, expect him to carry the blunt tight, you after me?
Yeah.
But even Julian and Bunting don't do better than she.
But what shocked you most in the debate?
And the talk more than about it cooperative at the JLP when a question to when a question is true and then they come together and say who are answer rebuttal and so forth. After me, they write per point. That it's a team together.
Which point where they making a debate where catch your attention when them answer it and
Well,
this question, at which point?
the cheap F5. How long me feel the people come with cheap F5, wait a go. The cheap F5, after me? Yeah, we ask for something with how we come by the can't tell how come by them. They feel in it revenue where they inside now, they want to come and destroy it.
Yeah, they might talk about the budget have some money in there where they might look. I pay money they might watch, you know.
Look,
They watch money, brother.
But in plan for resign, so you want to resign in the pocket full. Who never resign, you want to resign in the pocket full, and so forth. That's also, then the person who will just get there for a scrape on the last. They don't care about what happens in the next 5 years after them gone. They don't care what's going to happen after them gone. That's why they promise you whole road right now to get inside there.
Yeah. Tap up the screen, people. Tap up the screen. Yeah, man. Alright.
PNP,
So you not score them. You not score them.
Make PNP O'Keefe score.
What you say? You give them O'Keefe score?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I me score the JP them individually. The lady,
No, that team score one.
well, overall, yeah, give them 9.5.
And you don't give PMP them a 2.
2%.
Alright. What that cause if you give them 2%?
Brethren, first lady ask the first question to answer. If one asks her about WAF, the question about WAF and shipping and so forth, she got bad difference something, you know what she got. You know, if you're easy cock apart something.
Yeah. I noticed that.
That's our first move, you know.
Yeah.
First fail. If I did for exam, if I
What about the propaganda and them are coming?
if I want the question, if they win here, first question, then I lose everything. Yeah, because I mean, that person, the traverse the WAF and so forth. I mean, could I easily answer that as well.
Yeah.
But she when ask her about what she got about peanut drum, she got about bakery, she got about after me.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, they're a joker.
Alright, hold on there. Ian Beswick. Beswick. Yo, Beswick. Mic check. Beswick. Alright. Beswick. Who's it?
Yeah, man. Thank you. Let me say, in the debate, one team had a Chihuahua, one had a Rottweiler. The same team had a Chihuahua, Rottweiler, and a Pitbull. And the other team had a rabbit. Now, let me say, the JLP team won the debate hands down in flying colors. And I'm telling you how debate is. Let me tell you how debate is done. Debate is not done about who is more emotive. Debate is done when the persons are able to answer the question accordingly. And that is what the JLP team was able to do. And as this gentleman, Blackheart, said, the lady on the paper side, she entirely negated what it was that she wanted to answer to. Because the question that she was posed, she did not. And we saw it. Time and time again, especially from Bunting. Because guess what? On one of the segments, when he came back, he actually went back to the segment before. I mean, that's not how debate is done.
Yeah.
And I think he should have gotten a strike down for that. Now, while we look at Julian Robinson, I can tell you that Julian Robinson had to do what he did tonight because he was being emasculated by the hierarchy of the People's National Party. And we saw the emasculation that started at Jamaica Pegasus when he sat in the number 2 row. And a Peter Pickers Gill, who is long time gone from the PNP, sat in front row. So that is emasculation. So he had to do what he did tonight. He had to shout. He had to come and flush as much mud singing as possible because he wants to secure his position. Because he knows that Bunting will actually get the finance ministry position. If it is that the Jamaican people should actually vote for them to handle our country's affairs. But let me say this though. Favor Williams, she stayed on point. And let me tell you why she stayed on point. You see the question with the FID?
Yeah.
She said that the first interview that was done, when they look at everything, there was nobody and the interviewees, none of them fit the criteria that is necessary to be head of the Financial Investigation Division. The PNP is trying to really and truly to force it on the Jamaican people to say that, okay, once you have a national security profile or serving the police in the JCF, it means that you are fit and proper to be the head of the FID. It doesn't work like that.
No.
How are you now, Squitty, going to be in charge if it is that the Peter Bunting and his cabals decided that they are going to run their company and not paying over the taxation to the government? This is what the FID is for, to ensure that companies follow best practices, financial regulation. And so that is the reason why Dennis Strong is the best suited candidate, because that is his remit, that is his background. It's not so much about national security. It is about companies for doing their fiduciary responsibility by running and by abiding by the regulation that is set by the government. That is all that is necessary now. And he has over 20% under his portfolio.
So this thing about you not talk about how much hundreds, 400 million.
No, I said on a live that there was no need for the JLP team to answer that question. I'll tell you why it's not necessary. A lot of people don't understand these things, you know. You leave it to the electorate to answer the question. I'll tell you why. And guess what? Renford answered it, you know. Sweetie, if $470 billion pass through one man account, let me tell you, the international financial system that Jamaica.
Yeah, all I know is this guy has still a listen debate on TVJ said the JLP won.
They have to accept it that the JLP more the PNP.
Yeah,
No.
because the JLP, them come with policies and talk more clear.
But let us go
That me
back.
tell you, sorry that with it. That me tell you, Squitty, the PNP when the vulgarity part of the debate.
Yes.
The vulgarity part, but when it comes to the practical issues
Yes.
of Jamaica or Jamaicans, sir, they lost it big time.
Yeah. So what Tufton did, Tufton was actually telling the Jamaican people just like what the Republican would have done in the last presidential election. The Republicans stayed on the kitchen table issues while the Democrats was actually on that kind of frolic of their own. So he was saying that practically the thing that matters most to you and I in the country, the ordinary man, is ensuring that him have a road, can drive man, go and market with him.
Yeah, that tough time tell them.
That's what the Jamaican people need, you know. Jamaican people need to know
water and the light and
unless taxation.
Yes.
A government will have 9 years of no new taxes. So we're going back to the $470 billion. Squitty, it is impractical. It is impossible for a small developing state like Jamaica. Remember, you know, it's just about 3 years ago, you know, our budget was $800 billion, you know. You're talking about 400 and almost $500 billion sink off in the Prime Minister account. How does that work? I want them to tell me how it works. Now, Squitty, do you remember about Holland? You remember about 4 weeks ago, the financial system around the world, they released Jamaica after that thing. Explain it to me, Hugo. My brain is you Gusto, come in, Gusto. The financial system in Europe, they took off that blacklisting, that financial blacklisting that we were on.
Yeah, man.
If it is that a person in Jamaica would have stole 470 billion Jamaican dollars, you think the Jamaica would have come after that? I want next year people feel like Jamaica still in the 1970s where people have no sense again. And so the point that everybody, every well-thinking Jamaicans is saying, the question that were answered, that was asked of the JLP team, they answered the question. And I would say that the JLP would have been a 9.5 and the PNP would have been a flatly number 2 because that is their number.
That's a number 2.
It's a flat number 2.
Yes, sir. Let's say a number 2.
And I can say one of the high points is because Christopher did not want to go there. He wished he didn't have to go there. But he basically said, listen, man, you're the only minister of national security where your boyfriend take away your laptop from you and you say thief. You know what I mean? It's just exactly what it was. He didn't want to tell him that. But the Jamaican people already know that. And to the young voters who are 20 and 23 and 24, they are now going to go back to Google and find and say, well, I never check for true. Tough time the data. And when them check it, they say, ratted, man, but bunting. And then they look back on it and see the video where I cry. And I say, boy, I can't manage and I see divine intervention. And God gave us and Dubai Colonels to deliver us to the promised land.
Them big as big church. Alright, well, it's always the general. And then we go to work.
Yeah, man, greetings.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, I watch the debate and listen it, you know. And they come back with a similarity just like the first one, you know. I try to raise up them voice extra loud and, you know, like them up on a war part. And you can hear the blatant lies them because even with Bunting argument they might talk about, you can see them come with the attacking upon the leader and the Prime Minister again. You see me I say? Because if you listen to them, they find this corruption and elite enrichment and all that. So you see what they're really trying to do, they are trying to persuade the electorate going to the polls. We say, well, boy, the government is corrupt because they have nothing else to talk about, you know. Right? But the sensible people them who knows that they're trying to tarnish the man reputation. Not paying that no mind. Get what I say? When the female and them side in Robinson I go say, which young people better have now than back then under this administration. Me have to say, what is man really saying? Because I make sure that I listen it in a virgin. I make sure that I listen it for myself. Right? I'm saying to myself, what is she really saying? Right? I've seen where the government so much for the young populace in the country. These people are hungry for power so much that they will go any mile it take them for getting at the people them head. But I'm just hoping the people them not really paying much attention to what I say and just do the right thing. When September 3 come and show them, say, look now, we are no idiot and bigot anymore. That's all I have to say. The desperation, yes, God bless, the desperation is here on them. You understand me?
What score you give them?
Say again?
Score.
You mean in terms of the two sides of the debate?
Yeah, man. Let me talk about, man.
All right.
Out of 10.
I would give them a 3 out of 10. You understand? I would give them a 3 out of 10. And for the JLP, I would have given the JLP about 7 out of 10. Because
But we want to keep on a score PNP fan. That's why I say I don't give quitting the numbers. We want to keep on give them credit. Whatever percentage, I don't cut no. I want to just ask all I know. Because that's why I tell critics I don't give the numbers. We want to score PNP for. Do.
Yeah, but at least we can give them a score.
No, at least, quitting. When you come with at least, you know, at least, we want. They don't have no idea or proposal what them have. Bring forth to the people better than with the JLP have today. And none them scores quitting. None.
No, yeah, you know that honestly,
you have to give them something to try.
Honestly, what you're saying make a lot of sense, because your proposal is really trying to brainwash the populace. See me I say? And how much of the voters they can do that too. Right? Because when I hear them talking about people conditional living and people can't put food on them table and them things, I have to really laugh because I don't know what they're really trying to say to people. Right? So he go back and show you the level of desperation. And in the second to last point where Julian Robinson come and talk, him kill himself there so by saying that he admit that the country is in a good economical standing so far. Right? Yeah.
Thank you very much. Because that be like adjacent time talk again.
Yeah. Him say that. I sit by myself listening quietly to every word when you come out of the mouth,
Yeah.
So I'm saying to myself now, if you can come up with that and say that, so what are you trying to say? I want to hear my talk about overrun Carnival Original and I quote some figures. The figures in my quote is far off, it's not like that.
But why we think that tough time miss the point there now? When him never know same time expire, I think in time it expire and him take a break.
No, what caused that? Yeah, what caused that now? The clock, you see the clock when I'm look on? It wasn't showing the time none at all. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I'm a sabotage.
Because that's why him should have jumped on and tell him say, and a 25 billion overrun. He not even reach 20 billion yet. That's projected to where the projected amount to done the place.
That's why they don't score no points in my book, Smitty. That's why I say they don't score no points at all in my book.
You see the other young lady, who was there with Faval, she have done excellent.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. She have done excellent, man. Trust me. She have done excellent, Bridget.
Yeah.
She
Yeah, man.
represented just like a Samoda Saturday night. I tell you,
Yeah.
out of the blocks, as them boom she out of the blocks. The standard ground.
You
I
have
mean,
a
like
thing,
that.
though. You have a thing, Pat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Yes, really.
man.
And even when Theo Williams, as Theo Williams don't talk, so she just faint and continue.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
It's standard ground, man.
You have a
Synchronized,
good dog, man.
synchronized, man. I tell you, synchronized.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. She's very solid, man.
Yeah.
Really solid. I applaud her, but I lie you.
Yes, sir.
And what I like about it, she speaks very fluently. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
You cannot beat favor when they come on from figures because she have that by the books. But this lady,
Talk slow.
yes, she speaks fluently, man. She's on
Yeah,
point,
go
you know?
past her all the time, yeah.
Thumbs up to her, British, I tell you.
Yeah, yeah. But you have our figures, them, you know?
Yeah, man. But I'm not buying the notion that the JLP was a debate. No, because they're coming with their lies and them propaganda. And
Yeah.
you can't come in
First time step in our back, she tell me, say a lie, that's a lie.
I know.
About the GDP.
I think they should get more time, though.
Yeah.
Need more time. At least, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Okay, for ruler now.
Yes, brother Squitty. Blessings
Yes, sir.
to you and all the panelists. So I'm going to be an anomaly to everybody what they're saying. So let me just give a little background as to my analysis and input on it. Now, I've debated many times over the years. I've talked to folks at Harvard. I watched a lot of political debates. And over the past 2 days, Squitty, I've spoken to about 10 persons, right, that I've known for a number of years. And many, as a matter of fact, of the 10 of them, 7 of them are strong PNPs. So I've had the debates, I tell you, trying to size these people up, get an idea, what they think, so that we're coming on to the last week. And this is my take. So let me start off by saying, I personally, I don't know about anybody, and I'm giving my objective based on, what I see, what I know, and what I'm looking for. Because in a debate, there are certain parameters you're looking for to rate an individual or a team. Now, for me, one of the first things that I thought the JLP missed an opportunity was early in the process, and you guys just touched it, with Dr. Tufton. In the first debate, the figure of $25 billion came up, and nobody on the JLP side challenged it. And when I heard tonight, early in the process, Dr. Tufton, and Dr. Tufton and I have had meetings before, I've met him before, same thing with Fable Williams. So, me just like give you the thing objective, me not biased. I say, we had strong JLP and I've been recruiting people. I've convinced 2 persons to come on board. So I'm just giving you from that perspective, right? So I think with the PNP, they realized that to throw a Hail Mary in football, there's a term called a Hail Mary, like with about 2 seconds left, you have to score a touchdown, and you throw the ball all the way from the other side, and hopefully your side catch it. You see what is happening with the PNP? They realize that this $3.5 million tax threshold, it wasn't going anywhere.
But you see that bubble on it.
Exactly. The
bubble on the false thing, when you can't work.
Yes, it will not work. No, the people I spoke to, some of these people were talking about.
We never say it can't work, If it work, it can cause a destruction.
Well, yeah. Are you gonna have to raise tax somewhere? You have to do something unorthodox to make it work. No. The thing is, the people I told you I spoke with, a couple of the things they're trying to present to me is this idea of, Andrew Willis and 20 bank accounts and them thief. So when these 2 guys, Julian and Bunting, came on tonight, and putting that out. It's red meat for those guys. It was basically one of the fact that they are in a desperate situation and they pushed this out. And they came out with a lot of passion and emotion. We may call it its life, but their side, people are listening to them, are gravitating to those type of arguments. And that's where I thought, the JLP kind of missed some opportunities. Yes, everybody's going to tell a lie, but you're trying to, rile up your base. So when the election time comes, that's the last thing they're going to remember, and that's what they're going to go and vote for. So that's the way I assess what was going on.
But you see Bunting face after tough time telling about the FinSac and say somebody there right now will benefit.
Of course. They get caught off guard with that pushback.
Yeah, never know what I'm going to say.
Exactly,
He might come back and say, yes, at least I know where I get my money from. That means I admit to them thief the money them from the people.
Yeah, man. So, so the first debate, I thought the JLP won hands down. This one, I give the edge to the PNP. So for me, going into the final debate, this is where I think the Prime Minister is going to just rub Mark G hard in the ground. And that's
who you think when the debate overall?
This one, I thought PNP winning, in my opinion, based on the markers that I am looking at. I'm not looking at what everybody's looking at. Because like I said, I've done a lot of debates, and I've looked at a lot of debates.
I think you're wrong there, sir.
Well, I may be wrong to somebody, but to me, I'm right.
Yeah, because they answer the questions. They never answer the question. When they answer the question, them come with the next, like them a question.
Yeah, it's part of the reflection you see Favor Williams. To me, Favor Williams is the reason why. To me, that's what I'm saying, Me not look on another man analysis. I look on my analysis based on the parameters that I look for. Favor Williams, even though she may be bright and knows her numbers, in a fast-paced debate with a short time, I don't think she did the JLP any good. She was slow, she was bucking, and by the time you look, time is off, and then you have to throw it to your partner for them to pick up the slack. That's why you saw them huddling so often.
Why you not say PNP winners, Sawana?
No, I just enunciated all the things that I
this won't come to you. Eh?
No, I just enunciated all the stuff.
Yeah. Which point them make where you think say them strong pan where people are here?
No. Again, there are a number of things when one is looking to assess a debate. And for me, the things that I pointed out before are the same ones if you're asking to go over them, I'll go over them again. And that is the reason why, and one of the big things is that really beating up and correcting and stuff about the Cornell regional, because in that first debate, that same thing came up and they just stood there and nobody said anything. And the second time, 2 opportunities came tonight and they didn't address it. So that's my take on it.
Seriously? Seriously?
Let me hear Canon and then 100.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Yeah,
listen,
good night.
Right now, with the debate, first thing, I think the time is too short. And when them ask a question and them spread them rumors, when them for debunk them, the time too short. So them have to debunk and then for answer question. It's not easy. Remember, PNP, every debate them going to appeal like them tell. That's why we Gusto say, them can't get no point from equity. That you 1 point, because lie them coming again, like the first debate. So them can't get no point. You see, when you come and debate and spread them rumors there, them come for praise, that debate, even Bunting, them can't get no point from equity. Them can't get no spite, because what's your name, our lady, what's your name? Sitting Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, that. Canon.
You get a call, like so.
So it was perfect. She answered the question. You understand? The question them. But remember, them can't do everything quickly. The time too short. You think the time too short and the debunking. From the first debate we are talking about this start time. Can't work. And then people who them not have nobody there who are check. You understand? Or if them tell lie or them not tell lie. Call them the thing they know should have somebody come back and say no, them not spend that money. You understand? So I think Tufton, he must go kind of lick bunting, kind of focus on bunting, what bunting I say. Them a focus on that. So sometimes to answer the question as I tell you on debunk, not good. So me get JLP 8 and then 0.
Yeah.
That's my thought on it.
All right, sir. So what stand out most in the debate to you? Which point? How
When it start, I feel I'll say lies.
Yes, they like the part.
You see that? That part there. When you say lies, pure lies.
Right, she the book like that.
Yeah, right there. And you see when Bunting start talk, no one talk about who this and then Puffton come down on him now. With it start call name, Puffton never call name. Him not call name. So him knock him out right there, so. So I think Favorite part once you start are one of the biggest part.
Yeah.
But Favorite is a soft talk first. Don't know that already. So sorry go.
One second.
Yeah, man, let me run through for
Well, I read for because we are calling the longest time and you're not answering.
Yeah, so hear me
Well,
say
I read for not a 100 talk. Hold on.
alright, so hear me say differently, is that man, people listen to the debates and we get to understand. Obviously everybody have a different taste and everybody have a different charm with them go for. Like the individual you might go have the schematics. I am not listening to the debate for the schematics. That does not win your debate. The man will shout pan in top and voice and tell the biggest lie and you will believe and walk off a cliff. The People's National Party came to they came to with a performance based debating. That was there. It very obvious so them come for act a show and do some thing, right? The people, our representative, the Jamaica Labour Party representative, they came to answer questions about economy. There was even a moment when a question was posed about implementations. What sort of strategy or policies will they imply about logistics in the shipping hub, like, right? And when the lady answered the question, she reached agriculture and she reached a BPO, and the question was posed about the wharf, right? And she they all over the place, right? That them not come there for answer no question. If you want to summarize the things with the PNP them say, them defend themselves on things that them talk about the crime rate where we inherited from them. Them talk about the over projected of the hospital about 20, or it was projected to be 2 billion, now it reached 26 billion. Them talk about them try to defend the 3.5, and one more thing, them rent to own thing, right? About them, they will talk about literally about 5 things, and these are things that is constantly being represented by their surrogates even on the app. And them talk about corruption, yes. Them talk about corruptions that cannot be proved, corruption that has been debunked by them on the Trinidad base or whatever. So them come to spread them propagandas and lie. In truth, Favor Williams, to me, was the most concise in terms of her answers that she gave to the questions. She was the most accurate. She answers the question out of all of the 6 panelists. She gave the most accurate answers to the questions that were posed to her. the most accurate answers to every question that was asked of her. She gave the most accurate answers, right? But her personality, people are gonna judge her off her personality, right? Her personality don't encourage her to act like Julian, right? Where when them a talk about FinTech, him a talk about him jump on about FinTech report and SSL report, right? And him dip on top of him voice. And him a shake up him hand and him a this. Dana Dixon was well researched and she was well prepared, right? Christopher Tufton was echo at the achievement of this administration, right? The phenomenal work that we've done, etc. How we have implemented, etc. strategy. Yeah, like the where Jamaica is today is that Tufton and Echo, right? What him name there? What the man name again? Stunting. Him did there for throw stone and cold water and a spill milk, right? Cause he must say things out. He must use bare buzzwords, and he must spread propaganda, and he must spread lies, and he must carry grievance, and he look like him ready to start fist fight, right? And he must hold feelings and grudge, and he must go back to points that was said 10 minutes ago, and he must use all him 10 seconds, he must all derail Julian points just to get off him own vengeance, right? So him just did it as a deterrent. So I think, right, and the other lady, she barely get to say anything. One night, time again, I understand what she has to say because she talk like she can't walk a straight path. So it's evident, if you watch it again, it's evident, say the Jamaica Labour Party win, right? They win both debates actually. It's very hard to even get the People's National Party 1 point from the both debates, right? Because there's no substance to anything that was said, and people for understand say, yo, every policy can work. Every policy that the government implements can be implemented. Every single policy. If a government implements one policy, if a government implements one policy, say tomorrow, say everybody eat 2 grass before then go to work. It can be implemented, but will it work? Will it sustain? Will it be sustainable? No. You understand? So when them come with them 3.5 thing, is it sustainable? Because I'm here, favor leader go down one part, and this is the reason why the missing people are vexed about the time thing, because favor leader go down one part, where favor leader make a point, say, they might give it this, they might give 1 billion here, 1 billion there, 1 billion everywhere, and then they might go cut the tax to 3.5. Then they might go give back NHT the money worth 10,000. You understand? And then they might go improve the health sector. Then they might go build the road. Then they might go build water. Then they might go build it. Where the money come from? Favor leader go express say, yo, for the manifesto and give everything what Jamaica ever have, right? And even stunting say for them responsibility, if we get fiscal responsibility. Why? They might go exercise fiscal responsibility, right? I don't know if that went over anybody's head when Bunting did I say that. So is that we not encourage like anything when them say them just a look on Jamaica like like money tree plant and it grow down there, and now it's time for us to start reap the right. So in closing, the Jamaica Labour Party, obviously the representative who have a plan and we are trying to stick by it, right? I don't know, quick come and no quick go. And people, please do not be worried about my Prime Minister. My Prime Minister is tried, proved and tested, right? He's done this 2 times before. It's full of experience. Experience is very valuable when you're going into a debate. This is a man, this is a leader. Please do not fret and please do not come with no worrisome self. But him and Mark Mark losing. So please. So the man has big 9 bag experience is very vast. He do 2 times already, he win all of them flawlessly. So third time the charm, as what them gonna say. So yeah, so big up on us.
Alright, respect.
Wait till when I night. Wait till when I'm
What I
on
missed you? After Renford, Grandela.
Tell me when. After who?
Miss Chin, hold on.
Oh, after Renford. Okay.
Renford.
The yeah, man, me I hear you. The gentleman above a while ago. I don't know what debate was he listening to, but I can
come up with that.
Yeah, I can assure you that he wasn't listening to the debate, because if he was listening to the debate, what happened tonight, he would have realized that when the Christian goes to the JLP and the JLP answer Christian according to what the moderators ask or the panel asks, right? They don't deflect. When the same Christian go to the JLP and then to the PNP or the opposite side, I don't want to call out their name too much, and they start to talk about 21 billion or 22 billion, how much it costs, the JLP will have they can't answer the Christian because the Christian already gone. So that gentleman up the top there, I don't know if he was watching the debate or I'm just here something, I was sleeping. I don't understand why he was saying that. Because, listen, when we listen to the PNP, the People's National Party, and what they have to offer, it cannot be true. The first thing they've said, them are going to give teachers 500,000 for on the NHS, not NHS, I think housing trust, when they want a house, and all these sort of things, where they're going to get that money from, only God he knows. They said student loan, for teachers, they're going to, when they get the loan, after, and they start to work, they do have to pay it back, and everybody know that loan is a thing that goes around in circle. You pay back, the next person come. Where are they going to get all these billions from what they're talking about? They are liars. They are not truth. It's just like the debate a while ago. They are just on them, and just the young man said, they are just on top of their voice. It's like they're shaking their head, shaking their hands, and just talking nonsense. It doesn't add up. And to be frank with you, what they are doing, that's why we know that this is squiddy. In this society and the next generation to come, the people, we have to make sure that the children are educated. So that's when a fool like this come out and says something, somebody can realize that what they are saying is not truth and it can't work. Because remember, them I talk to some people in a squitty, when them say something, they don't understand what they're saying. Just like the guy we are making the whole heap nice, Julian, whatever his name. A lot of people watching the debate tonight will be knocking bench and knocking tables and don't have a clue what this guy is saying and what he's doing. You understand? Kind of deflect from the Christian. He's just making noise. And that's the truth about it. We can't, so really and truly, as a people and as a nation, we need to just understand, and we need to break it down in terms of where people can understand us. Just like the guy at the top a while ago, when he was saying what he was saying, we should have stopped him in his tracks, because a lot of people that look on this program and don't think it don't change people's view and how people thinks. That's what the platform is for, People will come, they will listen, and it will change their view and how they think. So if somebody come on and talking nonsense, then what I think, people will buy into it and run with that, you know what I mean? So moving forward, we know see a man like that, we did just shut him down. I don't care what party him support, but I know he was talking crap, I think Miss Chin, Miss Chin need to say something now.
Yeah, we're going from Miss Chin. Respect Renford. Mute to Mike Renford.
Thanks, Renford. Good night, guys. Good night. So, what I want to say is, firstly, I'm very disappointed. I'm disappointed in the mindset of Jamaicans. I think that we have moved away from this narrow-minded behavior of thinking that
we need to settle for little and nothing. I thought that Jamaica is at the point where we expect better from the people that are supposed to lead us. And so when the debate ended, and I heard persons saying that PNP win because of the attitude that they displayed, I felt very disappointed. And this is let me start off with the panel. For one, I think PNP panel that they brought out tonight could not be any weaker than it was. For one, Julian Robinson has proven himself to be the worst spokesman on finance from the minute of the budget presentation. Secondly, Peter Bunting is not in any position to open his mouth on the topic of corruption when he heads the list with Mark Golding. Thirdly, I cannot understand where PNP keep finding these females from. In the first debate, them come out with a woman where we don't know from nowhere. The second debate now, they come out with another woman that we don't know from anywhere. And if you want to lead this country, and you have 8, because they don't have, not 8, sorry, they have 13 members of parliament currently in parliament.
13 or 14?
13, because Lisa Hanna is not there, so it's 13. Lisa Hanna gone. So if they have 13 members of parliament and the 2 debates have passed.
12 they have because the Lamborghini man runway. 12.
Okay. So if they have 12 and they cannot, 2 debates have passed where they needed to produce 6, they needed to present to us 6 representatives of the People's National Party that can stand on a stage and represent them to the highest level. And they were not able to do so, that they had to bring 2 women that are not a part of parliament, are not in cabinet, are not senators. We don't know them from anywhere. They're not any MPs. And they had to go get 2 other women from somewhere else. It proves to me that the People's National Party is in trouble. Second thing is, when the debate is going on, I can honestly agree that Favour Williams spoke very slowly. But Favour Williams did not speak in a manner that we're not used to. This is how she speaks. She was not speaking slowly because she don't know what she's saying. She wasn't speaking slowly because she was hesitating. She's speaking slowly because that is who she is and that is how she speaks.
Yeah.
We can only hope, we can only wish that she had enough time. Because as 100 Live said, she made good points. Right? Now, back to what I'm ashamed of. To know that we call it a win. And this is why Cliff Hughes called it a win. Because everybody is saying that Cliff Hughes says a win. Cliff Hughes called it a win for PNP because Cliff Hughes mentioned to us that he's looking at it as a regular Jamaica. Exactly. Cliff Hughes said he's looking at it as a regular Jamaican citizen. He's looking at it as how Jamaicans would look at it. And he's correct. He is correct. Jamaicans look at energy squitty. When a man talk with emphasis, when a man talk with energy, when a man talk and point up his finger and go on the most way, we tend to think that he's correct. We tend to think that he has a point. We tend to think that he's right. All because he's displaying an energy. The energy he's displaying does not make him correct.
Let him come over aggressive.
It is sad that we are not listening to facts rather than listening to how a man portray his behavior. Because with all of what Julian Robinson did tonight, Julian Robinson has yet to explain to the Jamaican citizen how it is that he is going to bring us to a 3.5. Bear in mind, this is the same party that said that the Jamaica Labour Party could not increase it. They said that we have to increase taxes, we can't do it. And when we did it, they couldn't talk. So why should we now believe you when you say you can increase it without any new taxes? You said it could not have been done before.
Yeah, but
and you're still...
Miss Chin, if them party leader, you know, did I talk about 3 million before when I'm questioning about the thing, so that will never benefit 200,000, and that's not a lot. Or you read 3.5.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. So that just goes to show us, guys, that all they come with is noise. A second point is that we have had enough of this corruption nonsense. And I say this because if you look at Christopher Tufton's closing remarks, Christopher Tufton said in his closing remarks that the PNP have had Jamaica for 24 out of 27 years. And in that time period, they have successfully wrecked Jamaica. And every PNP on this live and every labor right on this live can admit the fact that Jamaica was down in the gutter. Before 2015, we were a wreck. Before 2015, the economy was horrible. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that. And since 2016, the economy has grown. Since 2016, we have seen the changes and the improvements. So if you are going to debate, do not tell me about corruption. Because at this point, I don't want to hear about corruption. I want to hear why I should vote out a party that has taken me from 2015 to 2025. Tell me why I should vote against the Jamaica Labour Party when in 2024, 2015, I'm sorry, and 2014 and 2010 and all of those years, we were suffering. We were in dilemma. And in 2016, come right up to 25, we've grown. So how can you tell me to vote them out? By telling me about corruption? That doesn't tell me anything about the economy.
You're tough to say them have no authority to talk about corruption.
Absolutely no authority whatsoever.
So
there's no way I can give PNP a win.
That's too long, 30 years now you have to talk about corruption.
How can I give PNP a win when the only thing PNP did tonight was go on stage and talk about corruption and use up them loud mouths? That doesn't explain anything to me. That does not tell me to vote out Jamaica Labour Party. That tells me that I need to give Andrew Michael Holness a third term. That is what this debate told me. There's no way I could vote out Andrew Holness after tonight. PNP don't do nothing tonight. Peter Bunting wants to come in, and what is he going to do? Look at the crime rate. Crime is down 43% when Peter Bunting couldn't do it. Instead he marks for God. And while everybody needs God, rather than help the economy, you ball to God. And the Bible tells us that God called fool, but him not keep them. So when he was called to the position, he couldn't do nothing about it. All him could have do a ball. Julian Robinson cannot give us any reason whatsoever to dismiss when my name was Anna Fern again. Finance. He has not given us any reason to dismiss the improvements of Nigel Clark and to dismiss the improvements of Eval Williams. All know from the budget presentation right up to tonight, the debate, Julian Robinson has yet to give us any factual information. And this woman was just standing there as a third wheel. I don't know what she can turn up and burn her energy for. Because she never served no purpose. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a JLP win. Absolute JLP win. And Jamaicans need to, before me come off, Squitty, Jamaicans need to throw away this narrow-minded mindset where we feel as if a party is the best because they're mouth louder. Rubbish. Absolute nonsense.
I got rule I believe when them say them win.
That's why I said that you believe. Of course,
You ask him why 1 point, pinpoint a point. And in because the schematics, the performance, the show.
But listen to me, it's the same thing Cliff you said. And the guy there that worked with him, I don't remember his name, said to him, but you're settling for mediocrity. And it's the truth. We cannot settle for that.
Exactly.
We cannot settle for that as a country.
What the hell performance to win a debate? That is so stupid. That is weird. I guess if him are talking about marketing, if him are
realizing that, guys, that's what the PNP does. That's what the PNP does. Remember, see, remember that Dayton Campbell do every time he go up on stage, you know. Remember, that is what Damian Crawford does every time he goes on stage, you know. Gimmicks and jokes and nonsense.
Yeah.
If you
That is what
attack,
Gusto na sa something. Wala na mischief. Where's the Gusto?
Yeah, basically, double down script because me tell you in my earlier argument when you asked me tell you say the vulgarity with Jamaicans cultural to love. Yes, them give the PNP victory for that because that was how Mr. Robinson brought across himself. The lies, the unproven lies, where they can't prove. These are the type of things that Jamaicans cultural to love naturally outside of politics mix up because you see when they spread lie without truth and mix up and Jamaicans love mix up squitty. So the PNP basically use the cultural aspect of Jamaicans and campaign on it politically. Not with truth and not with reality or practical, ideas. And that's why I say tonight, of course, in a lot of Jamaicans, but the PNP win because them have the attitude where them did anticipate vulgarity.
I want the person that because I've seen two people in the comment section. I say two people in our comment section say I'm being biased. Right, there's a mischief bias. So I want you guys to explain one reason to me why I'm biased. Because the last time I checked, I am giving factual information about what happened in the debate. What did Julian Robinson say, or what did Peter Bunting say in the
that was
debate
substantive.
that proved to you as a Jamaican citizen that the People's National Party is the perfect fit to run? What did it say?
I'm going to land inspiration. I'm going to land stay. I just make she breathe after party. I'm going to land. Hold on, inspiration.
I want you guys to listen something on what's on my mind. I want to play it for you guys. And Miss Chin, I believe I agree with you 100%. If we look at context, the JLP is farther ahead. If we're looking at the Ray part of it, which speaks to a certain demographics of our society, you may want to give the PNP the victory. But when you look at context, the JLP was point on tonight.
Yeah, I'm factual.
Yes. And Squitty, thing to note as well. Just like Miss Chin say, we needed explanation as to how the PNP's 3.5 would have been a success because listen to this. It can't be a reality that the PNP is discrediting the economies, the success that the economy is gaining today, and then proposing a policy not accepting, say, the economy in a better shape or its best shape than the PNP had it. So in a one hand, them a give, and in the other hand, them a take. Because half a miracle you are going to use. What the base after which you are going to launch the 3.5? Because if you don't have no base, how it going to happen? So obviously, something did there where you see make you feel like you can put forth a proposal. So them just a try to trick Jamaicans. All them a try to do a trick Jamaicans as if the Andrew Holness-led administration is not gaining any success on an economic scale. So all they can see them a do are just vote buying, a vote hunting scheme them depend. I just vote them a look. Vote them a look pretty. That's all them a do. I just look vote.
Squitty, what's me can't tell us nothing in the fridge and me gonna make you one steak dinner. That don't make no sense.
So why the backbone? Why the backbone you launch it off for? You come and promise big 3.5.
Because
what you launch it off for? Then if nothing good now go and know what you launch for your big 3.5 off for.
This is on record, where the leader of the opposition, various members and surrogates is stating that the country is in a recession, You know what a recession means?
Exactly.
So how y'all make it, how for them 3.5 are going to be a reality? Squitty is a vote them a look.
And it only benefits a certain amount of class of people. Not everyone will benefit from that 3.5. That's what you're going to look at.
No, but
what's the average income? What's the average income in Jamaica?
We never want to go who have a benefit or not. You have to look on them a trick Jamaican bars because you have to have a backbone to launch a policy like that offer. Remember them make it look like I say as them become government it's going to happen in a sir. So you have to explain to the people say them make it look like no fortitude no exist today. So if none exists, a while back for them 3.5 are going to be a reality offer. What going to be the consequence?
And I remember say them are coming up.
Since we're in a recession, we are going to buy for them logics and don't move from the PNT logics.
And all them are dropping hammer, Them not dropping hammer like say like when you go to gym and you build up yourself and weights, you go at 20 pounds, you go at 40 pounds, you go at 50 pounds, and you go up till you reach 400. Them man they walk in the gym the first day and them the first day the first week, the first month, and they reach a £400. Then just a drag Jamaica from 1.5 to 3.5 without any gradual growth to it, Because the man say the first fiscal year, April 1st, them have to start them 3.5. The country not ready for that, bro. The economy just recover from a debt to GDP ratio in 2016. Basically, like 9 years ago, we recover from
And
a debt
other
to
countries are
GDP.
still recovering from COVID.
Who want to give me a box if it is?
Exactly, we got through COVID, we got through a storm.
The PNP has a lot more to prove. They have a lot more to prove than the JLP. The JLP is now running with I want you guys to listen.
Well, an
Something from
inspiration because Chrissy wants a box. I'm never come down. But before I come down, before I step.
Hold on, somebody jump out there. Hold on, Mr. Tony. Dexter wants a box. Yes, Dexter, forward up.
Alright.
I have something for you guys to listen to.
Everybody, hold on, people. Before the talk, me climb Eslap talk. I'm going to hold on and listen. Eslap.
Yeah, man. Alright, Squitty. Now be honest in a bridging. It's a Julian Robinson. The man is no good in a brother because in all them do is a stunt for them to gain power. Because go back again, he must say people in Jamaica suffer hungry and so much young people are hurt now. Look, when I like somebody go video down in constituency down in Solarfield, we sure this is the deplorable condition in Solarfield, And when the COVID gone, him have 20 million when get for the people to spend. To give to the people, I never give to the people. So how him come out now and say people are suffering in Jamaica and hungry? Because remember say him said that part they not Squitty. Say people are hungry and can't eat in Jamaica. See, and it's all a stunt when them come with aggressiveness because them say him tired for in a opposition, Him and Paul well, so them tired for in a opposition. So you can notice how him come across aggressive. Him want power. It's not even about and look on this now, Squitty. The record of achievement. There should be even no debate for this election because they have nothing to compare. That even if you have a debate. You understand me, Squitty? Because the achievement and the book will come out of saying it all that the people need to go straight back to the JLP.
Yes.
We just know where we'll go back to. There's nothing to go to the PNP for. See, so the PNP should have even cancel the debate because there is nothing there, no achievement, nothing they can speak on. If you notice, they can't speak on nothing. They must have make up something to try and convince the voter.
Pass is not worthy of talking about because you do man that you want to go back.
Naturally, so no matter about people are suffering in Jamaica and hungry, it's not true. We have the lowest record right now of unemployment. That means that way more young people are work and are take care of themselves now. See, I'll leave it there so still, Squitty.
Yes, alright. Wait a second now, Miss Chin, before you say you want to go.
Yeah, before I go. You know what I realized? I just want to say what I noticed since the debate finished. I know it's not 24 hours yet, but in the short space of time that the debate has finished, I've noticed that the PMPs, and I'm just talking off social media, because I'm in my bed, I don't go to the door. The PMP them are still PMP. The JLP are still JLP. And the undecided voters are the ones that we need their opinion, because most of whom I see in their comment attack are whom I know already as PMP. And when I asked the question a while ago of, give me the one reason. Give me the one reason. Give me the one thing, that PMP has said or done tonight that has convinced me to not vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. Give me that one thing that they said or done. All we can hear is Miss Chin, move yourself. Miss Chin, your man. No real answers.
Hold on. This propaganda is named Dreams and Visions. Say Cliff, you just endorse PMP and Victor. You ever see that?
Now this idiot has some can't read.
No, but Squiddy, if Cliff Hughes said that we can't do nothing about it, that's just Cliff Hughes' view. I mean, the reality is not what Cliff Hughes is speaking on.
When Cliff Hughes said that,
Yeah, he did say that.
that's the problem.
Can't
Uno
even
not-
context.
Yeah, but if him say that still, if him even said that, if him even said that,
Context, Miguel Gusto.
Ricardo.
Hold on. Ricardo, stop him in his tracks.
Listen to what he said. Miss Chin talk.
People at that, man, one at a time.
What Cliff Hughes said, what he said tonight was, if he is to respond as how a Jamaican person would think, how a Jamaican would look at it, if he's looking at it as an ordinary Jamaican citizen, he would give PNP the win. And when the other guy, I don't remember his name, said to him, you are settling for mediocrity, he said to him, yes, you can say that. And he's talking about the fact that you can say that because that is honestly how Jamaicans think. And I said that when I came on, it is a fact. We do not think outside the mindset of loud talking and excitement and We are not looking at facts.
And that Gusto just explain and say, you know.
Exactly. And the same thing Cliff Hughes has said.
Yes,
So
that's
Cliff
what
Hughes-
Cliff said.
Cliff Hughes never said context. Cliff Hughes never said hands down PNP win like that. Cliff Hughes is
Exactly.
saying for the demographic of a Jamaican. Like,
Yeah, it's the inspiration. So actually, panel agree.
the low,
Right, the vulgarity,
assertiveness,
the mix up.
yes,
That's
the
the
mix up
point
the
he's trying to
drama
make.
and the way how the Julian, the way how
And
Julian
one
and
of
stunt
typical
things that carry on.
PNP-minded people. One of mine is so low and one so illiterate that we don't need no facts for who for vote for. One just want to know so the diet and want to stick to PNP even for no reason whatsoever. Anybody biases uno because uno willing to settle for little and nothing simply because you're a comrade. You not come dregs, you don't have no sense.
But Squitty, and every defeat means that you're a loser and a Squitty. Because if you listen, the Bible say one fool make many, and Chin tell us say God call fool, but he no keep them. You know mean say 299 somebody at 100 I speak one thing me say have to go through. It have to be truthful. One fool make many Squitty. So if I them to be the judge.
Remember a couple days ago when woman name again, Emily Shields said JLP lose. Said she give the win to PNP, you know. What do all of them say? Oh, see there? Emily a Labour right and she say a win. Well, she said PNP win. Now tonight Emily said JLP win. Una turn against Emily. Oh, please.
They might burn out Emily hard.
Hold on. TVG and CVM said JLP win.
Yeah, everybody.
Yes, and logics. And logics. And reality.
Context.
Yeah.
Context.
If I say a PNP win, you know.
Alright, Scotty, you remember what me did say? Scotty, you remember what me just say now? Me say, my point is, the only person in the whole entire debate that answers most accurately to all of the questions posed to her was Favour Williams. But everybody have jumped down Favour's throat because Favour never carry on like Julian Robinson.
Favour can't talk no different and we know this.
It's,
Favour has been in this way from year one.
Right. So Favour answer one remember the lady, you know, them ask some question about the shipping, you know, they say the point, you know, and how them are gonna improve people were shipping barrel and etc. in our culture. And when the PNP answer the question, them say agriculture, them say BPO. Dana Dixon officer say the question was asked about the hub, the shipping hub, not agriculture, not BPO. If you bring back the question on track. I feel that.
Alright, Squiddy, let me say this for Dexter coming, because Dexter also some.
Yeah,
Is it Squiddy, the PNP not scoring no points tonight? Let me tell you why. Just like we will Miss Chin say again. What are the reasons y'all give to me why I should have voted against the JLP today? Let me tell you why I agree with that, Squiddy. It is quite easy and effortless, Squiddy, to use constituencies across Jamaica. Why I will not, I would never return the PNP to government, sir. Because if several constituencies across Jamaica today, Squiddy, for the first time, are seeing water projects in their constituencies after 40 years. Not to say that the constituency never have no representative for either side, sir. For the 40 years, they were represented by a PNP MP. And make matters even more polished, Squitty. Let me tell you how dismal the performance was. You see, whilst these men were member of parliaments, these men had ministerial posts. You see, when these men were member of parliament, Squitty, they had councillors, they had control of local government, they had control of central government, Squitty. When the PNP was on their high horse and dominating Jamaica, we could polish it to Jamaicans and show you how dismal the PNP was. Having all these ministerial MPs for several years, changing ministry upon ministry while being in one constituency, having 4 councillors in these constituencies. But Squitty, water and roads were the people's greatest cries at most cost, Squitty. And if these people today, the very same people now, are getting roads and water, Squitty, why then should we or those people return the PNP into government? Why trust them again if they never cared about the amenities and the commodities of the people in 40 years? Why should I trust them now, Squitty, when time today those things are being a reality in the constituencies across Jamaica?
Yeah, people never see
And that was, and when they ring the corruption bell, I saw tough time with that talk. Exactly. Like
I'm a land this Squitty. I want Jamaicans to be reminded that it is under the JLP, we see so much MP when I have no ministerial post, I perform so good. Look at Westmoreland, Danny no ministerial post. Look at Northeast St. Elizabeth, Solly no ministerial post. Tamika Davis no ministerial post. And though these people are work hard, Squitty, these people are work hard, Squitty. Squitty, they only have 1 councillor. Them man a work hard. Tamika Davis, them not have all of them councillor. Them a work hard. Them not have no ministerial post. So why when the people them they have ministerial MPs and they never get them a things that happen? Why the people should return these con men back to the office of MPs? Much as government. General.
today we are finding out say
Right, next time, let me get your next one. Next time. Unmute your mic, brother.
Yeah, good night, Squitty. Good night, panel.
Bless him.
Yeah, man. So this debate is a very interesting one. I think substantially it is a better debate than the last one. That's on the part of the JLP. I don't see the PNP scoring much points tonight. It's more of what we expect from them. You know, all that blackguarding kind of speaking, shouting, inserting things in a debate that should not, in an economic debate that should not be there. I don't understand how IC and corruption and all that crap comes up in this debate, even when the question is not asked. But, you know, I want to say something, Squitty, that we're going to have to look seriously, though, the debating commission going to have to look seriously at reforming the structure of these debates.
Yeah, and the time.
Because when you listen to the questions that came out of this debate, most of them were very negatively skewed towards the government and the JLP. You know, for example, when questions are asked, they're not prefaced with, you know, I'm just giving you an example. It's not prefaced like to say, okay, so JLP, the unemployment rate is at 3.3%. What do you plan on doing if you form the next government to lower this unemployment rate even further? It's not prefaced that way. How the questions are framed, they are framed in such a way to give the impression that the government is actually failing.
Oh, Dexter, correction, Dexter. What question was faced exactly like that? The British guy, he asked the question of the crime rate, the poverty rate, and the but he deflected.
That's Alan. He's from the OUR today.
Yeah, but he when Julian deflected horribly, and and didn't answer the question, but it was phased exactly as what you said.
Yeah, but that was just one question out of the many. And that particular question was asked to the PNP. But I'm just saying that they're gonna have to look at how they structure these questions, and the questioners will have to pay attention to that. Another disappointing thing is that the PNP came up with this flagship idea of a 3.5 threshold. I don't know if anybody came away with how that $3.5 million threshold will be financed. Because I didn't hear an answer from the PNP.
Bogus.
Yeah, it was all bogus. I didn't hear an answer from the PNP. As far as I'm concerned, is that Julian Robinson just went off. He made no mention of this organic growth that they kept talking about. And, he went on in a shouting tirade against the government. But you know what? I'm gonna say this finally and land here, is that the substance that the JLP came with tonight, people are gonna have to sit down and look. Do you want substance or do you want optics? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, is that the PNP came with the optics tonight. We saw it, but the substance was more on the JLP side. And I think it's going to move the needle for the undecided voters in that regard.
Yes. Even this point at extent, when them asked about the JLP tax break, it cost 145 billion. The lady come in and tell them, say, no, it was only like maybe 20-something billion or 30-something
Yeah, it was
billion.
20-something billion, yes.
And them say 145 billion.
Yeah.
So
because on the PNP side, it was a lot of misinformation and things that were not factual. And I think they go to debate with this intention to spread propaganda and misinformation. They're not really there to debate. They're there to throw out red meat to the base, and then for the base to run with it and carry it on platforms like these and, in communities, Because if you notice, they kept deflecting from the questions, the real questions. How can you have an economic debate, but we're not hearing you fleshing out how you are gonna finance your flagship proposal of 3.5 million threshold? You should tell us, and the questioners should hold their feet to the fire in telling us, not the JLP, because the JLP has the job. You want the job. So the burden should be more on you to tell us what you're gonna do. And you're coming with a proposal that will cost $60 to $70 billion. They should be asked how they're gonna finance it, and if they don't answer, the questioner should have a follow-up question to say, listen, well, we didn't hear how the financing was gonna go, so I'm gonna repose my question to you. Julian Robinson was just allowed instead just to rant, he just pretty much attacked the JLP. He was saying people were suffering, and he went off talking in generalities almost and not dealing specifically with the questions that were asked. But I think the whole structure of the debate has to be recrafted. I think they have to give more autonomy to, especially the moderator, to say, listen, you didn't really answer the question, but or even a question. I don't know how they do it, but because it is about eliciting information for the public, and not is and people are saying people win a debate on optics. You can't win a debate on optics. You should win a debate on substantial answers. So I'm very proud of this JLP team, and people are making a criticism of the Minister of Finance. Everybody knows that Favor is not a quick speaker. She's a very deliberate speaker. So I wouldn't expect Favor to win any debate against anybody. given that she has to answer a question in 90 seconds. She's not gonna do that. But when it comes on to studying the books and looking at economic policies and making economic decisions, she's very good. I wouldn't trade her for a Julian Robinson. Right? But did you hear Squiddy how he dealt with the question about that's Julian Robinson now? How he dealt with the question about giving raise to teachers? The young lady asked him what raise would he give to them. He didn't even answer the question. You know what he went for? He went for the fiscal policy framework and quoted from it. You know, the fiscal policy framework says that you can't go above 9%, because if you go above 90%, you risk derailing the economy. You know, it goes out of fiscal discipline.
Can I request a basic? You know, so you want to ask something?
So he didn't even answer that question. And to criticize, and this is what I don't understand, and I keep saying that PNP don't respect the people, because he keeps criticizing the minister for putting on the table a 0% offer to the teachers. Now negotiations have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a final offer. We start somewhere. You come with 4%, Squiddy, and I'm starting at 0, and then we negotiate from there. That's how negotiations work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I land there for now.
I want to play quickly something that you guys could hear on What's on My Mind with Cliff Hughes this morning, and a very brilliant piece that I picked up, and I want you guys to listen to this quickly.
Yes, because I think Chevron did a damn good job.
Listen to this.
In tracing back, the timelines that led to us hearing now from the PNP an income tax threshold of $3.5 million. Listeners, elections are upon us, and as expected, promises, and more promises. This in itself is not unusual, for as the two political parties vie for control of Warden House in a race that is quickly shaping up to be decided within the margins, in this kind of fierce competition, there will be a certain escalation in rhetoric. Well, cometh the man, cometh the hour, and Mark Golding, most likely noticing the tightening race, decided to pull from his opponent's previous playbook and announce an increase in the income tax threshold of $3.5 million. Now, listeners, the irony is not lost on me on the reversal of positions, where it's the PNP insisting their proposal is not reckless, while the JLP is demanding answers as to how it should be funded. But that's not the focus of my concerns this morning. The fiscal prudence of this measure undoubtedly will be the topic of discussion for some time, leading up to the elections, and I'll leave it to others to argue the merits or lack thereof. But a recent quote I've been ruminating on as part of my own self-reflection and improvement is, and I quote, "How you do something is how you do everything." I think that line very easily surmises the current People's National Party and its president, Mark Golding. Let's reflect on Mr. Golding's constant back and forth with this matter of the income tax threshold. It started as far back as 2023, when Mr. Golding first put forward calls for the threshold to be adjusted, vowing that a future PNP government would ensure it was done. However, cometh the hour and the man was missing, when called upon to present a clear proposal as to how this would be accomplished. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark roundly mocked Mr. Golding for his failure to follow through during the budget debates of that year.
Madam Speaker, that is what happens when you have an opposition that makes a habit of unprincipled position. The expectations of them will always lead to disappointment. Because, Madam Speaker, when I explained that this move would cost nearly over $45 billion, all you could hear was silence. Mouth zip, not a peep. The opposition leader spoke for 2 hours, and not not one word about how he would fund an increase in the income tax threshold that cost over $45 billion. It seems to be the case, Madam Speaker, it seemed to me and to a reasonable person that this was a cynical ploy to get the attention of Jamaicans without any idea about how to sustain and finance it. They did not even know the cost.
This is particularly odd considering, according to Mr. Golding, a month before, suggesting to the Jamaican people this had all been worked out.
I've already said that I think there's a justification for the threshold being increased. We had proposed it in my presentation to our annual conference that it should be increased to $3 million to adjust for the inflation that has transpired since 2016 and to preserve the value of the benefit of the threshold that was then imposed, plus a buffer for some future inflation which is ongoing. We have our own plan as to how we finance this, but the government are in power and they need to say how they are going to finance it.
Fast forward to 2025, and when again called on to provide concrete funding arrangements for his proposal, Mr. Golding, he again waffled. Despite putting forward a raft of proposals for their budget debate presentations earlier in March, this matter of the income tax threshold was decidedly absent from the opposition's plans to rescue Jamaica. Days later, Mr. Golding went further to say that he felt the current plan increases already put forward by the government were, in his opinion, appropriate. His own proposal was now under review and at the time effectively shelved.
Well, it's under review. At this time, there have been some increases in the threshold, and we've seen the costings of it. Some of these things, when you don't have access to all of the information that the government has with the Ministry of Finance and literally a few thousand technocrats supporting their work. We don't have access to that. So we're anticipating further increases over time, but that's not part of the presentation that we made because it's already underway, and we are comfortable with that, but we'll keep it under review.
Now, a few months later, and today we have not only 3 million, but 3.5 million.
Now I hear the Labourites are talking about adjusting the rate of income tax, but that is going to benefit those who are very, very wealthy more than it will benefit those who are less wealthy, because the rate, once reduced for them, means that they will be paying less tax because they're earning more to begin with. We are going to deal with that matter in a way that benefits those who need it most. Under the PNP government that is to come, we will be increasing the tax threshold so that persons who currently pay tax at 25%, if they're earning up to $3.5 million a year, they will be paying tax at 0%. Under the next PNP government, we'll be raising the threshold to give them a tax-free income.
But additional clarity as to the implementation of that proposal would come a day later via opposition spokesman Julian Robinson. He sought to make it clear that this proposal was not likely to be implemented upon the PNP forming the next government, but may take some more time.
Well, we're currently in the middle of a budget year, and I would say the new fiscal year would start April 1st, and so the commitments that have been made would commence certainly in relation to the tax threshold at that time. We may make adjustments, and we may have to do supplementary budgets in terms of how you move expenditures within the current band, as has been done in the past.
And as I said, listeners, how you do one thing is how you do everything. This clarification is no different than the PNP's approach to the rural school bus program, which has been a rolling target of continued clarifications. There's also the increase in salaries for politicians, GCT on imported foods, increasing the length of school days, even Mark Golding's own response to concerns over his British citizenship, and the list could go on. It's actually harder to find a statement or utterance by the current slate of PNP spokespersons that did not require clarity within 24 to 48 hours of being placed in the public record. Even the PNP's newfound commitment to fiscal prudence may require future clarity. Just last week, a junior spokesman on finance, Cleveland Tomlinson, made heavy weather of the debt reduction and the benefits that will accrue from the nation sticking to the fiscal guidelines.
So when I hear them talking about we have brought down the debt, as if it's an ingenuity on their part, as if they are some economic genius because they have been able to bring down the debt, what they should tell the people is that they were legally forced to do it because of the law that the People's National Party put in place in 2014. So when the debt reaches 60% of GDP, per the fiscal rules, we'll be able to relax or reduce the primary balance. And when you reduce the primary balance, it simply creates more fiscal space for the government. And through the creation of that fiscal space, we'll have more revenue room to finance our programs.
It's a shame he failed to bring this very important fact to the attention of his party leader back in 2022 when he chided the government of being too slavish to fiscal rules when the people needed more.
I would support additional expenditures of up to 2% of GDP to address the critical needs facing the society. That's about $40 billion. It is time to focus on helping our people. It is not the time for excessive fiscal conservatism.
It's interesting to hear now that the rapid reduction of the debt, according to Mr. Tomlinson, will allow the government of his party to accomplish so much more. This while forgetting that his party has repeatedly called on the government to stop this obsession with debt reduction and focus elsewhere. So, if this is how the opposition does something, is this how you would want a government to do everything? Listeners, this is not about the merit or demerit of increasing the income tax threshold. This isn't even about the ability to fund the measure. This is about a government supposedly in waiting being able to be taken at its word. As a government, your policy utterances affects markets, and it affects what ordinary people do in terms of their planning. And as I said, listeners, how you do something is how you do everything. It then becomes a question for voters as to whether you trust the opposition-turned government not to require clarity at every turn. However, the government has fallen into the same trap. After lambasting the opposition for failing to provide proper costing for their manifesto promises, the Holness administration released its own manifesto without any notion of costing its programs. This is even more egregious due to no timelines for implementing the personal income tax rate reduction of 10 percentage points being provided. While the caveat has been given that this will be phased in as resources allow, the lack of concrete information is simply